Guys, I post this video on April 1st because I know nothing about Five Nights at Freddy's. I didn't play games and know only memes about Freddy Fazbear. So I made a video from the perspective of someone who doesn't know anything about Five Nights at Freddy's. The movie starts immediately with a reference to game mechanics, specifically a reference to the game Counter-Strike, where you constantly have to crawl through vents. This drawing board is very important. It contains all the key details of the movie. First, a specific aspect of the lore is hidden here. The drawings control the animatronics. Their belief system is built from these pictures. Second, an important detail with the yellow rabbit is hidden here. The plot twist with Abby's final drawing, it's all hidden in this central image. Third, there's a strong contrast. The director leaves this seemingly childish vibe, but combines it with fear and horror. Children's drawings, yet they are somehow very creepy. Fourth, these aren't just 5 children. They are the missing children whose souls are trapped in the animatronics. All this horror is hidden behind a child's drawing. The director is a genius. The pixelated intro is done excellently. Within the shell of this fun animation, the story of the abduction of children, one after another, is shown. After luring a child, they immediately show pizza cutters, but this is a hidden meaning, hinting that the yellow rabbit cut up the child, not the pizza. Who is hiding under the mask? The blonde boy is playing on the brown machine, and the dark-haired boy on the blue one. This foreshadows which animatronics they will be trapped in, Freddy and Bonnie respectively. The first shots with the main character immediately show his key trauma and internal conflict. A family photo with his younger brother. Notice, his sister isn't even here. He's still holding on to his brother. The sleeping pills speak of his attempts to fall into sleep. The book is about the same topic, and there's a tape player with forest sounds. The director asked actor Josh Hutcherson to put his hand behind his head for a reference to In 5 seconds, they gave us a ton of important information. Abby's drawings seem like just a child's room background, but there are 2 important details here that will be revealed to us soon. I'll talk about them a bit later.
Abby, come on.
Okay.
An important detail. Abby doesn't befriend other children due to social issues. She is only comfortable with animal toys. So you see where this is going, right?
And though the dreamer remains asleep, he walks through memory as if experiencing it for the first time anew. This stuff for real. Some are ready to. I traded a mint condition coward. I wish I could participate in that memory and actively kick my own ass.
They revealed how a key piece of lore works, Mike's lucid dreams. Every dialogue in the movie has meaning. Even Jeremy's words about the card already reveal the outcome of Mike's journey. Jeremy joked that you could go back in time and fix everything, but it's clear he can no longer do that. This is the conclusion Mike will come to at the end of the movie.
We got this new.
How I was deceived. On first viewing, the director completely fooled me. I thought this scene was to demonstrate the main character's personality, like he's very kind, will protect all children, a cool security guard. I even started thinking, what a lousy movie. Only later do we learn it's about his trauma concerning child abduction. This makes the scene much clearer and deeper.
What is your deal, Mike?
They leave us details to figure it out, but I still didn't see the twist coming. Steve is surrounded by yellow light, yellow chairs. His name on a black background, enveloped in a yellow frame. He is inside the suit, where inside it's darkness with the shell of the yellow rabbit. But the main hint is when he reads Mike's last name.
I'm just trying to figure out who you are, Michael.
At that moment, Steve looks closely at Mr. Schmidt and realizes this is Garrett's grown-up brother.
Coffee? Sorry?
Mike is even taken aback by the change in tone of the conversation.
Media World, custodial staff, 1 week. Tire Zone, sales associate, 2 months, terminated. I'm gonna be brutally honest with you here, Mike. Given your track record, your options are gonna be extremely limited.
Genius dialogue. Steve speaks with double meaning, both about Mike's career history with his numerous firings and about the loss of his younger brother.
Hey Max, thanks for babysitting.
An inconspicuous detail like the aunt, first presented as a positive character, but every detail has an important meaning. We absolutely do not expect her to be a traitor. By showing the shot with the advertisement and the old TV, we learn the time period of the movie. It's the year 2000, a time when the animatronics were still active. Rewinding time a bit to the backstory of Freddy's would be just right.
Did Abby eat?
Yellow light continues to pursue the main characters. The spring bunny is getting closer to Abby and Mike.
How about...
Go watch your brother, okay?
Okay.
A yellow tent and a yellow frisbee. This foreshadows the rabbit's appearance.
Garrett.
This is harsh. I'm a bit shocked by how serious and frightening a theme the movie raises. Mike's trauma creates a strong bond with the viewer. You empathize with such a tragedy much more than if the filmmakers had made a plot about a good guy saves everyone because he's kind. Now we understand why Mike acted that way in the mall.
I have really tried to play nice, I have. But I have to think about Abby now. That this is the right thing to do.
Even the alarming news is not on ordinary white paper or alarming red, but on yellow. I never would have thought that an ordinary yellow color would become villainous and creepy.
I could drop dead tomorrow and she'd be too busy drawing to even notice.
You know, pictures hold tremendous power for children.
The drawings.
Images are the most important tool we have for understanding the world around us.
On the board behind are written ordinary words for a lesson, but there are many foreshadowings here for the future. Starting from the animals of each animatronic, bear, bunny, fox, and chick, ending with a couple more Easter eggs such as puppet, a hint at the sequel, musician, manager, meaning the main villain. I don't know the rest, the references are too complex, I couldn't read such genius hints from the director.
Come in, I don't care. Do whatever you want. Our pictures mean something.
And who is at the center of 9 out of 10 of them?
Me.
The psychologist flipped our understanding of Abby's drawings. It was obvious right before our eyes, but we only saw a brother and sister arguing, not the truth in the drawings.
She doesn't even care about Abby. All she wants is the monthly check from the state.
Did you find a job yet?
Why? Have you had a change of heart?
Perfectly constructed circumstances. Nothing is forced. Everything happened logically. Mike was fired from all his jobs for a specific reason, his trauma. Sooner or later, he would have come across the security guard vacancy at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. But fate itself led Mike into Steve's clutches, and the motivation to work, his sister. No job, she gets taken by a crazy selfish aunt, has a job, she lives with her brother. Even the absence of parents is justified by Garrett's abduction.
Her mom died, and Dad, he couldn't handle it, so...
The main character is written just perfectly.
Had some trouble with break-ins over the years. Drunks and vagrants mostly. Not security systems dated but fully functional. Cameras inside and outside fair. Anything happens, breaker in the main office, just flip it.
The movie, for some reason, will often reference video game mechanics. Mike goes through the most classic tutorial before starting the game. They explain how the cameras work, the power, and the goal, not to let uninvited guests in. I think this is an obvious reference to the game
Among Us.
A recognizable musical theme plays. I can't remember where it's from. I think it's either Portal or Undertale.
Welcome to Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. Means you've been selected as Freddy's newest. The genius who created Fazbear and her family-friendly fun and cutting-edge animatronic technology.
This is no longer just a tutorial for a game. It's a logical and natural exposition about the universe's backstory. The training video for the guard explained everything the viewer needs to know.
Alright.
I generally like horror movies. I've watched quite a few. I can say that the jump scares in this movie are very balanced. Moderately unexpected and not too frightening. Still, many children watch this movie. It shouldn't be too hardcore. Throughout the pizzeria, there are images of the animatronics made from stained glass. Although this is a kid's pizzeria, such glass could easily be broken. This is a deep allegory with religious undertones. It's as if they're telling us that the souls of the children could not find peace and enter heaven. This pizzeria became their abode, and the children are still trapped in these translucent, colored panes, frozen in time. This is very deep.
Who are you?
This scene changes a lot. Unknown children appear in the dream, and while the suspense holds us, we could essentially guess that each of them is an animatronic. The colors of their clothes match. This boy even has rabbit ears. The girl has a bib like Chica, and the ginger-haired boy has a hook like Foxy.
We are not eating.
Well, that's no.
We had a deal.
That you were gonna find me hard proof of criminal endangerment.
Is that guy okay?
I just realized I shouldn't be hearing any of this.
Throughout the movie, the actor playing the lawyer will perform his role brilliantly. He shows his personal position just by his demeanor. I do not approve of my client's goals. The lawyer is maximally against it, which makes him a positive character. Although usually lawyers don't care, they defend murderers.
Why don't we just kill him?
Sit down, Doug.
And the aunt completely controls the situation, taking a dominant position. She won't let her lawyer go and looks sternly at her employees.
I just want to know what you saw.
An interesting detail. In this shot, for a few seconds, the faces of Bonnie and the cupcake are blurred for some reason. I don't quite understand why it was done, but there it is.
Who took Garrett?
The director gives us a direct answer again. The last words we heard,
Who took Garrett?
Then on the mirror we see, it's me. Animatronics don't have thin fingers, so only a human could have done this. And who else is here besides the owner of the pizzeria? Vanessa, but there's no suspicion on her.
About time.
Can I help you, officer?
Please, her name's Vanessa.
A reference to the meme, Freddy, you're supposed to be
on lockdown.
Vanessa, life goes on, Nino.
Well, Freddy's is on my beat. Also, I really loved this place as a kid.
groundwork for future plot twists, even for the second part. The movie cleverly plays with the delivery of information. First, they show Mike's strange behavior, and only then the backstory with his trauma. With Vanessa, it's the same.
You're not even wearing your badge. There. Now you're official.
Another reference to games, an artifact that acts as a pass to anywhere. This is, of course, a reference to Hollow Knight.
Maximum damage, minimum time.
Come on, he's stupid. On. Come on.
Hank?
They finally showed the animatronics in action. How do you make negative and scary killers appealing to the viewer?
Why don't we just kill him? His job is to make sure nobody gets in. And we mess up the place good. Your nephew gets canned. Judge gives you the kid.
Let them punish bad guys just like them. The animatronics are anti-heroes. Characters with bad qualities, but who evoke sympathy from the viewer. Excellent. The cupcake in the ventilation is also a reference, and of course,
to Half-Life,
where you go through the vents and meet a little head crab.
Hey, follow me.
Warmer.
Is that the bite of 87?
Damn. They presented Max as a positive character, then the plot twist. She's spying and working for the aunt, and it ends with Max's death, which the viewers were pleased and happy about. That's what real cinema is capable of. A cool detail. Mike put the badge in the drawer where the custody transfer document is, after which Abby non-coincidentally finds the papers while trying to find the badge. Everything is logical. The movie is attentive to details.
Somebody broke into Freddy's.
So I used to have a brother. He was taken. They never found the guy who did it, and they never found my brother.
Regarding Mike's trauma, the film raises a very heavy and frightening topic of child abduction. The movie Five Nights at Freddy's could be said to have saved many lives when frightened parents left the theater with their children and began watching them more closely. It's terrible and, at the same time, cool that Mike's tragedy has already happened and cannot be undone. The main character's journey is about accepting the past and how to move forward. His little sister Abby is that second chance. The outside world only thinks about taking her away, by legal and illegal means, but Mike held on and can move forward. This is a serious topic, no jokes.
So there's this theory that we can't forget things. So every night I dream, and I go back to that same memory, and I know that he's in here, but it's buried.
Now everything has fallen into place. The pills, the poster, and all those dreams. From now on, remembering the beginning of the film, Mike's actions no longer seem insane.
And that's usually the part where people tell me I'm crazy.
I know what crazy looks like, Mike. This isn't it.
And help me clean up the mess that you created!
Not even close.
Vanessa subtly hints at her past and her father.
Take that off, I have to go to work.
Coming with you.
No, you're not.
I'm coming with you.
Hey, it's Max. Leave a message.
Come on, Max, come on.
A logical outcome. Max died because of the aunt's order. Now there's no babysitter. And the aunt wanted to take Abby for personal gain, which stems from the main idea of the film, child abduction. As a result, Abby goes to spend the night at Freddy's with Mike.
Do you want me to turn the light off?
It's like we're camping.
Abby speaks truthfully, but these words about the trip give Mike a flashback to the previous trip. History repeats itself, again logically and without anything forced.
Help me remember the man who took my brother.
If we show you.
Usually in horror movies, paranormal forces are too OP and chaotic. Ghosts that see everything, know everything, and can do anything. I love it when horror movies have a world with specific rules and one way or another limits. The dream changed for a specific reason, Abby's arrival. Now the children want to take her from Mike, but it raises more questions. How do the children know who took Garrett? And what is this rabbit? There are specific reasons for everything, and they aren't some OP reasons, but justified ones. The boy really left Mike an answer about who took Garrett.
Freddy, this is my brother, Mike.
This is a joke, right? I mean, you knew about this.
Guess you figured it out.
Well, this I did not expect from a horror movie. I thought these evil animatronics would chase the main character and he would valiantly fight them. But here they are all hanging out together and no one is an enemy to anyone else. This is very unsettling because we still don't know where the conflict is, what will happen next, and who is our enemy. However, on the other hand, in horror movies, you sometimes need to lighten the atmosphere. Make a positive, energetic scene, something like that, to give the viewer a break before plunging them back into the nightmare.
Don't. They're spring locks.
Ooh.
They told us an important part about the animatronics. This is how the yellow rabbit will be defeated. But that's not all. Death inside an animatronic is a ritual that traps a restless soul inside the robot, which is exactly what will happen to the yellow rabbit.
And what if Abby come in here? What if she found that thing?
You're the one who brought her, Mike, not me. What I can't wrap my head around is why.
Can you explain this to me? But I really need you to help me understand.
I need to ask. I can't explain it, but when I'm here, I feel closer to Garrett.
Excellent dialogue. It seemed like Mike was right, but so was Vanessa. The conversation came to Mike's lie. He brought Abby for his own personal goals, not because there was no babysitter.
You need to drop this.
I don't really see how that's any of your business.
I'm telling you, you need to let it go.
But again and again, a lie, this time from Vanessa. She knows who Mike is talking about and who took his brother, but she can't say it.
Well, there's my favorite little girl.
What did you do?
Abby, look, I think if you just...
Hate you, Mike!
I think I understand the meaning of the yellow color. The aunt and Mike stand next to lamps with yellow artificial light. These are the adults who only think about their own goals. The aunt about money and Mike chasing the past. Meanwhile, Abby has no yellow lamps. Behind her is natural sunlight. For those interested, sunlight is usually considered blue, not white or yellow. And Abby is wearing a purple sweatshirt, the opposite of yellow.
Sweetheart, what's wrong?
This isn't how it happened.
But it could be.
I just want to find the man that...
You're lying. You want to save Garrett. You can have this dream every night. We want Abby.
It's time to let her go, sweetheart.
Okay. Yes.
This is just a nightmare. I realized this is real horror. The main character was completely broken. That's what's truly frightening. Beyond jump scares and killings. Mike gave up his sister, succumbing to his trauma, These children are real devils, or rather, the one controlling them.
You're sitting on my friend. My friend says you're an idiot.
At least I'm real. Okay. Yes.
You're home.
No, this is wrong.
The moment of realization is reflected in both Mike and his sister. He judged Abby for communicating with an imaginary friend, saying, "I'm real, unlike him." But Mike does the same thing. He is no better, chasing the non-existent ghost of his younger brother who is not there. And Abby, unlike Garrett, is real. Only because of this does Mike realize the error of his choice. Another reference to a game, well, this time it's obviously a horror game.
Dead by Daylight.
Freddy? How do we get there?
Where to, little lady? What the? Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Why do I always get the weirdos?
It's complicated. Mike.
You saw Abby playing with them, and you knew what they were capable of, and you didn't say anything!
Everything in the movie is thought out. Now it's clear why the police officer, after inspecting the trashed pizzeria, didn't say anything about bodies and blood. Mike didn't know anything about it and thought the owner reported the break-in, and then Vanessa came to Mike. But it was Vanessa and her father who cleaned up the bodies. No inconsistencies.
In the 80s, when those kids went missing, the police searched Freddy's from top to bottom, and they never found them. They knew there's one place they'd never think to check. It's not just their ghosts that are inside of those machines. It's their bodies.
The abduction of those kids is also well thought out and plus fits the horror genre. He geniusly hid the bodies, which completed the ritual of transferring restless souls into the animatronic bodies.
He influences them somehow.
An important piece of lore from Vanessa: the children aren't doing this of their own free will, they are controlled by the killer. But how does he do it? And how can it be fixed? The answer is hidden from the viewers as geniusly as William hid the bodies from the police.
Is William after? He's my father.
Chekhov's gunfires, the paper airplane we saw in the dreams and in Abby's drawing, reveals the killer's identity.
Electricity. Electricity is the key. It won't do permanent damage, but it'll mess with the animatronic.
Towards the end of the film, everything leads to classic horror gameplay. Hide from the monster and crawl. Most horror games are built on this principle. Mike uses real physics. The movie is a scientifically accurate picture.
Hey!
I've been an idiot. I've been stuck trying to fix the past, but you are the most important thing in the world to me, and I promise you I'm gonna do better.
I love you too, Mike.
The main character's journey is complete. Without anything forced, it's completely understandable, the theme is instructive and well developed. The hero was first broken, and then he rebuilt himself. Colors continue to play a role. Abby hides next to a pink color, a shade opposite to yellow.
You couldn't just leave it alone, could you? This is perfect. Symmetry, my friend. First I killed your brother, now I kill you.
Even William himself says how logical and symbolic it all turned out. The city where the action takes place is in Minnesota, which is next to Nebraska, where Garrett was abducted. So the killer was always close to Mike. This adds up. And because of the trauma itself, Mike constantly changed jobs, as he was somewhat unstable. One way or another, he would have stumbled upon the job at Freddy's, and after some years, he finally ran into the killer. Then everything fell into place. William sent Mike to the pizzeria, where he planned to finish him off with the help of the animatronics. Everything adds up. The driving force was the trauma of Garrett's death.
That's enough! I'm not kidding, Dad.
I am just trying to figure out who you are, Mr.
Plot twist. Only now does the viewer realize that it was the killer who sent him to work at Freddy's, which makes all the above-mentioned logic understandable.
You had one job, and you only have to worry about one thing. Keep him in the dark. Kill him if he got too close.
That's two things.
It's 2 jobs.
Vanessa repeats the same words that Mike said when William hired him.
The Yellow Rabbit. He controls them. Pictures hold tremendous power for children. Images are the most important tool we have for understanding the world around us.
The drawings.
Show them what really happened.
The breaker in the main office, just flip it.
They know what you did.
Every character played a role in defeating the Yellow Rabbit. Mike learned the truth, Vanessa held back William, and Abby avenged all the children. The setup with her drawing played its part.
I made you! I always come back.
The culmination of all the details. William is blinded by artificial yellow light. The spring lock mechanisms are triggered, killing him, and death inside the animatronic completes the ritual of transferring the soul into the robot. This will lead to a justified return of the Yellow Rabbit in future parts. On the 5th night, everything ended. Mike spent a full 5 terrifying nights at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. So what does that mean? Is this some kind of 5 nights at
You okay?
Next to the old family photo, there is now a drawing of the new family, the animatronics, Vanessa, Mike, and Abby. According to the lore, the light bulbs react to the presence of spirits. Even when Abby walked past, the light bulbs reacted to the ghosts of the children, not to her. Every detail has meaning. Hell yeah, the studio did it. They added the fans song by The Living Tombstone in the credits. This is a legendary song among fans. Even I, who doesn't know much about Five Nights at Freddy's, have heard it everywhere many times. At the very end, an electronic voice says, "Come find me." This is a hint at the sequel and that Freddy toy.
Come find me.
The movie really turned out to be very cool, I'm seriously telling you. I'm not a fan, but I really liked it. The characters are cool, the plot is thought out, the details are great, the meaning of the film is very strong. The screenwriters weren't afraid to make a real tragedy in Mike's past, exploring the terrible topic of child abduction. They pleased the fans by doing everything right. It's not just an empty popcorn blockbuster made to make money. I have older acquaintances who love horror movies. They know even less about FNAF. They didn't even know the movie was based on a game, and they liked it. A good horror movie with this unusual family/childish vibe. I was pleasantly surprised. I thought the video would just be a joke, but it turned out to be a good, interesting piece about a good movie. I will definitely make a second part. I liked it too.
O cholera, czy to Freddy Fazbear?
Oh, not today. I said read the